Torchwood on Fire. John Barrowman, who you might know better as Captain Jack, will be here to tell us why anything goes in his career so far. Yeah. What are we going to talk about? Doctor Who, Torchwood, your autobiography?
My book. We can talk about anything you like, because in my life, anything goes.
Yeah, and you know what? It's early, so let's be careful.
Don't you worry, I know the routine.
See you in a minute.
We're speaking... welcome back to you. Now, he's played a leading man, a cult hero, debonair judge and show-stopping singer. That's not bad, is it, John Barrowman? That's quite a good rundown.
That's pretty
Anything
good.
else you want to add to the list?
Not at the moment.
Oh, okay.
You know,
think of something.
Hey, best-selling author.
Yeah.
Oh, of course. Add that to the list.
Yes, he's entertained the world for almost 20 years, but have you ever wondered what's behind those dashing good looks? Dazzling smile. There it is.
Yes, Anything Goes is the book, and it lays bare John's story for the very first time. In his very own words, it goes from childhood in Glasgow to the current incarnation, of course, as Captain Jack Harkness in Torchwood.
Yes, and you're here to tell us also about your book as well.
Yeah.
So, where should we start then? Let's take you back to a little picture in the book.
Okay.
Perhaps it explains quite a lot. I don't know.
All right.
Oh, you in a bikini.
Right.
Aged, you tell us.
I was probably in the bikini. I was probably aged about, it's about 7 or 8 years old, maybe a little younger. I'm rubbish with timelines, but the thing that's hysterical about that picture, most guys, you know, gay men and women always say, you know, they blame their mother, but actually, that's my dad did that to me. My dad put me in a bikini, and that was at a holiday camp, and then he later did it when we were sailing transatlantic on the QE2, and I won a first prize in that competition. I remember my mom said to me, John, now listen, when the band starts playing, and you know, obviously in the Scottish accent, she said, when the band starts playing, you get up and you start walking. I'm going to stand up for a second. She said, and when they start playing the music, da-na-na-da, and I did, and I walked across, first prize.
Fantastic.
So it was in my jeans.
Yeah. Or the bikini. In the accent as well, just so you were born in Glasgow, weren't you?
Born in Glasgow, lived there till I was 8, and then my dad's company moved us to the United States, and there we are. I call it the serial killer family. Look at us. We all look so mean.
Yeah, which one are you?
What?
Which one are you?
I'm the one on the right. Actually, no, I'm the one on the left with the off-cut shoulder dress. No, that's my sister, Carol. My sister, Carol, actually did all the hard work in the book.
Oh, she did, yes.
I dictated everything into an MP3 player, and then my sister took it all and structured it and made it into the great book that it is today, which, funny, you know, it's doing exceptionally well. It's it went to number 3 in the bestseller list last week, and it was number 5 this week, and hopefully it'll do even better.
And is all the family happy? I mean, sometimes when people write things like that, there's someone whose nose is a bit out of joint.
No.
Maybe because they weren't in it enough. I don't know.
Well, I don't know. I tried to put everybody in it, give everybody a bit of a story. I tried to get a lot of friends in there because I'm really grateful for everybody who's played a part on my journey, I call it. And but I don't think anybody's upset, because it's not one of those books where I'm out to you know, be mean to people, but I'm telling the truth about a lot of things, and there's a lot of stuff in there that's very truthful.
Yeah, and you just quickly on the accent thing, because we're accustomed to seeing you on the television with this wonderful accent you have, but you also...
Well, when I'm with my mum and my dad and my brother and my sister, I speak Scottish, and the only reason that it's a defense mechanism, when I went to America and spoke like this, I learned to speak American because kids bullied me for speaking Scottish. So,
it's amazing.
2 men for the price of 1.
And go through the journey a bit. So where did the sort of professional showbiz thing kick in? When was the first gig?
The first gig actually was in a place called Opryland, USA, which was a musical theme park in America. But I've had the gene in me since I can remember. I mean, I stood on the record store counter that my mother worked in with her girlfriend in Glasgow. It was UCB's record store, and there was a hairdressing place next door, and everybody used to come into the record shop because I would stand on the counter and sing the top 10 hits for them.
How old were you then?
I was probably about 4.
Oh, amazing.
And it was, I sang Millie Molly Mandy, which was by Glenpool.
Yeah.
I can still sing it for you.
Well, there's a picture here.
Millie Molly Mandy, sweet as sugar candy, pretty little eyes of blue. Everybody would be if they only could be walking out with you. Anyway.
What's this picture here? We can see the big
That was
there.
my first big kind of musical. That was in high school. I'm the guy down on the left. And I was 13 years old there, and I played Barnaby Tucker in Hello, Dolly. And that was my first kind of realm in high school that I was given a role, and I took the role away from the older students, and I wasn't very popular.
Ah, that's where it all went wrong.
Yeah, and that's me. That's in the West End. My professional debut with Bernard Cribbins and Elaine Page, and obviously I was sharing Elaine's makeup.
Great lipstick, John.
Those are my real lipstick. This is my real lips.
Look like you're in...
It's just I thought I was a geisha. I put on the white makeup. I don't know what it was. That's so wrong.
You look like one of those silent movie stars.
I know, yeah, well, you know, I was going through a phase.
And also, just please tell me about one of my favourite characters on television, Captain Jack. So how did he come to you?
Captain Jack Harkness has been like a blessing in disguise for me. It's a dream role that's been offered to me. There you have Freema and David, two other, you know, David, one of the greatest doctors, Freema, one of the greatest assistants, and we have a great time. Jack, it's such a long story, and I explain it in the book. Rather than you going in the book and saying, I was born on such and such a date, we've structured it that actually it starts with the whole Doctor Who thing. Yeah. So, and for fans of Torchwood and Doctor Who, you get a lot of stuff in there.
Okay, let's watch a clip of it, shall we?
Okay.
This is a little awkward. 2 of these people were murdered. Another died of a parasitic infection of alien origin. And one of the victims mentioned your organization's name shortly before she died.
Alien origin. That's preposterous.
Professor, when I was writing my ND thesis, your published works on immunology were very helpful, so thank you.
I'm glad to be of service.
Now, if there was a drug that could restore the human body back to its factory settings, as it were, you would know about it.
You're right. I would. But nothing like that exists.
I had a boyfriend whose nostrils flared when he was lying.
I love that. He kisses anybody, doesn't he?
Oh
really,
yeah, it's not that he's shameless. Jack just doesn't have a problem with any kind of romance, and in the 51st century where he comes from, it's not a big issue. And like it's becoming today, it's not a big issue for people.
Tell us about filming in Cardiff as well, because you kind of adopted Cardiff, or has Cardiff adopted you?
Both. Cardiff has adopted me. I've adopted Cardiff. I think you know, Scott and I have bought a house in Wales, and we're redoing it. It's a house right on the sea. And we love it. The Welsh people have been so generous and so great to us, not only myself, but to Doctor Who, to Torchwood, to everybody involved, and we really appreciate it. It's a great town. If you haven't been to Cardiff, it's a place you should visit.
And John, tell us a little bit about Doctor Who fans, because they can be quite keen on the show, can't they?
That's a good word. That's a good word. Doctor Who fans can be very keen, so can Torchwood fans. We call them Whovians and Woodies, and they're really, really... they know a lot more than I do, I'll tell you. They certainly do.
And just quickly, just talk a little bit about the future as well, because we've seen you in Maria, and there's another show coming, Oliver.
Yes, we're doing the Nancys at the moment, breaking them down. I'm competing because I am a Nancy. It's called I'd Do Anything. And we're searching for a Nancy and an Oliver, and it's going to be on Saturday nights, BBC One, the same slot as Joseph and Maria, starting up in the next 4 or 5 weeks.
And you're the judge again?
I am one of the judges, and Denise is also there, along with Lloyd Webber and a few other surprises.
Anyone who's interested, what's the age bracket for the kids?
Well, you can go to www.bbc.co.uk/Oliver, and it will let you know exactly all the criteria, but I think they've pretty much chosen everybody, but it doesn't hurt to check.
And how old is the Oliver? What, 9, 7?
It depends. They can be anywhere from 6 to 9 years old.
Be nice to them.
Me? I'm honest. Kid, you were rubbish. Get out.
You remember what it was like.
I do, and that's how I was treated, so get over it.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
To you.
Nice to see you, John.
Yes, that's it for Breakfast today. Breakfast returns at 6 tomorrow. We'll be investing.